Hi. The lighting in here is terrible, so I will say that now. I'm in a new place and it has really bad lighting. Well, I'm sitting next to a lamp in my living room because there's not an actual light fixture in here. There's only a light fixture in the dining room and the kitchen, but the living room has nothing, so I have this lamp that I'm using to provide all of my light. Anyhow, I finished Invisalign. It feels great. This is my smile. Yeah, so my teeth are like perfectly straight. I have a permanent retainer on the bottom, permanent retainer on the top. It feels amazing to not have the attachments on my teeth. When they were taking the attachments off of my teeth, I kept touching them over and over again, running my tongue across the front of them, running my tongue across the back of them. And it just felt like nothing I've ever felt in my life, and I forgot what it felt like to feel smooth teeth. Anyhow, I'm pretty happy with the results. I have before and after pictures, which I won't post because I look terrible. And also, I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know how those YouTubers put it in there. I don't know how to do that. So you're not going to get that. So just try and remember what my teeth looked at before. And look at them now. Looking at the before and after results actually is pretty crazy because the fact that my teeth weren't crazy crooked in the beginning, I feel like when I got my Invisalign off, like that first like few minutes when I was looking at my teeth in the mirror, I was kind of like, oh, they didn't really change that much. But then I like saw the before and after pictures, both of like me smiling and of like my full like teeth, and I was like, oh, it did change a lot. Like even my smile itself changed. Like when I smiled before, I feel like you could tell that a lot of teeth were like, what's the word, misaligned in my smile. Like it wasn't like a, I don't know, a portrait smile. I don't know. You could tell though. Like I was comparing my face of my before, my Invisalign, and then my face of after, and my teeth kind of fit in my smile better, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, that's a big, big change that I hadn't even realized. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like I really love my smile. And I mean, there's still things that I want to fix, and that's the next thing I'll talk about. So as far as like teeth straightening, there's nothing else I want to fix. I feel like my teeth are like super straight now. But something that's really weird about my teeth, which I think it was caused maybe by the fact that I didn't have braces earlier in life and the way that my teeth wore down, or my gums wore down, I guess that's a better phrase, is again going back to my gums. For some reason, my gums are really high on my canines, which I think I've showed you all before. And as my teeth have also become more straight, they're also really high on these incisors as well. And they're still super like down here on my two front teeth, which those are the ones that I most want to be like higher up. I want higher up arches so that these teeth look bigger, or at least they look closer in size to these ones. So anyways, that's something I want to get fixed. And going back to a rewind of things I talked about in my previous videos, I decided that I am going to get a gingivectomy, which is where they're cutting some of my gum to expose more of the tooth, which will make my teeth look larger. I ended up getting a new orthodontist towards the end of my treatment. My treatment ended up being a total of about 1 year and about 5 months. In the last 4 months, I got a new orthodontist because my old orthodontist moved. And basically, she tried to finish up treatment with as many patients as she could. And the ones that had a little bit of time left, like, just got transferred to a new doctor, which was me. But it was fine because the doctor I got transferred to was actually the owner of the practice, which I guess makes me feel comfortable that I'm not just, I guess, going to just a brand new doctor in general. So that was really nice. And him and I talked about my teeth at the end of my process. We filed down a lot of the teeth and made them kind of more symmetrical. Yeah. And then he was asking me, like, how do you feel about your smile, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I honestly love it. I was like, but there's still, like, some insecurities I have. And then I kind of told him, I was like, one of the things that I had spoken about with my previous orthodontist was doing some dental bonding to lengthen my 2 front teeth so that they appear larger, because I feel like they appear very short and I'm very insecure about it. And then he was like, well, why don't you just do like a gingivectomy? Like, I feel like that's more appropriate since what you're looking for is to have less gum on top of them so that it matches your other teeth. And then I kind of basically told him, like, well, I wanted to do gingivectomy, and then I was told that a gingivectomy, the gum will just grow back, and that I needed to do crown lengthening. And then I talked to more orthodontist about crown lengthening, and she told me not to do crown lengthening because she didn't want me to have extensional bone loss. And then he was like, yeah, he's like, I wouldn't recommend crown lengthening myself. He's like, but I would recommend a gingivectomy to just cut the gum itself. And so we went back in that circle. So then that's kind of where we stopped. And then he gave me a referral for someone to do a gingivectomy. But literally, you guys, the day, well, actually, I was supposed to, so I just moved to like a totally different city and everything, like hours away from my house, or my old house. I have a new house. And anyhow, I was gonna move literally the day before I got my Invisalign off, because at one of my last visits, before I decided I was moving, they had told me that I had like a month left. Oh no, like 2 months left, I think. Yeah, I think they told me like I had 2 months left. And they gave me like the rest of my retainers. And then I ended up like applying for some jobs, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, got the job, and then had to pick a start date. And then I was like, okay, let me pick this start date because this should be like a little bit after the time that I'm supposed to get my Invisalign off to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Anyways, I went to my visit, which was supposed to be my, I think it was supposed to be my, yeah, it was, the visit was, I want to say it was 4 or 6 weeks, whatever, before I was actually moving to get my Invisalign off. And so I went in, and the orthodontist looked at my teeth, and he's like, okay, he's like, your top ones are perfect, like, those are done. He's like, but let's give your bottom ones another 4 weeks. Or, I don't know, it was 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. And then he's like, and then I was like, okay. And then I started getting nervous because I was like, I feel like that lands right around the time I'm supposed to leave. So I was like, when's that next appointment? And then he's like, oh, we'll probably shoot for like yada yada day. And I was like, oh. And it was like literally the day after I was supposed to move. And so I was like, so I'm actually moving? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm moving. And he's like a little bit, like, to a different area, like, and I was like, a different city. And he's like, oh, like, far away? And I was like, yeah, like 8 hours away. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, I am moving on this, I'm supposed to move this day, which was a Sunday, and he wanted me to come in that following, I think that following, like, Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. And I was like, can I just come that Monday instead, so that instead of prolonging my like move by like several days, I'm only prolonging it by 1 day more, or I guess 2 days more, because it was like an all day thing. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. Move some stuff around for me, thank goodness. He was really nice about it. And yeah, so I literally, the day I was supposed to move, I ended up staying an extra 2 days because I was supposed to leave that Sunday, and then I got my Invisalign off that Monday, so I obviously couldn't leave. And then I couldn't leave that Monday either because he was like, your Invisalign is going to be like a whole day thing. Which, my God, they don't tell you this. Aspen. They don't tell you this, but yeah, it like, well, they do tell you, obviously, the day before your appointment. But they don't tell you this in advance. Is it like, it's an all day process. Like I went in, I think my first, you have 2 different appointments. My first appointment was at, I think 8:30 in the morning, and then they took impressions of my teeth. They started taking my attachments off. They started working on my wire retainer that I have on the inside of my top and bottom teeth. And then they started working on my plastic retainers that I sleep with at night. And then they basically sent me home. And they were like, come back at like 4 o'clock. So then I like basically had like a gap of like several hours where I mean, at that point I was doing packing stuff because I was about to move. But otherwise I would have just been like doing, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so then I went back at 4. And then that took another like, oh yeah, when I left in the morning, I think I left at like, I think I was there from 8 to 10:30 or 11, like a considerable amount of time because usually my orthodontist appointments are only like 45 minutes. And then I went back at 4. And when I went back, they put in my metal retainers on the back of my teeth. They glued them on. And then they took x-rays again of my teeth. And then they took pictures of my teeth. And then I got my plastic ones put in, and then they had to make sure that my plastic ones fit normally. And all of that took like another hour and a half. So I got out of there at 5:30. And yeah, it was just a long day. I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, long story short, I have these plastic retainers that I wear every night, and then I have my permanent wire retainers that are glued to the back of my teeth. And those things are annoying, to be honest, because you can't floss like normal. They give you this weird thing to floss with that you like basically tie floss to. And it's like a plastic there's like a plastic floss thingy that has like a loop. And then you tie the floss to the loop. Then you stick the plastic thing between your teeth and you pull it out from the other side of your teeth, and that's what gets the floss through your teeth. And then you get the floss between each teeth, and then you take it out and go and put it through the next one. And yeah, it's really annoying, and I feel like it makes flossing so much harder. And I feel like I got in a really, really good habit about flossing like every single time I brush my teeth. And now I feel like I'm getting bad at it again just because it takes so long, and I need to get better at it. But it really sucks because it takes way so long. Way too long. Okay, this is a really long video. I don't even know who's watching still, but long story short, I'll keep in touch about my gingivectomy, and I'll post some updated pictures. And yeah, good luck all there. Good luck out there. Bye.